Shall say that. She's in Kelly's school.
Yeah, and so Kelly was normally with.
All right. Everybody please stand. Pledge allegiance to the American flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Lord, we just thank you for this wonderful day, and as you see us safely to these positions tonight, Lord, we pray that you be with us tonight as we help guide the city in its future endeavors. Be with everybody here at this table and everybody out in the audience.
Amen.
All right, we're going to open it up with public comments.
We had no public comments turned in, sir.
Move on to item number 3, reports and comments from board members and staff. Ms. Davis?
I perused, went over, and I didn't find anything that I needed to ask questions that's on today's agenda. The ones that I had in mind, they've already been answered at the previous meeting.
Terrific. Mrs. Clay?
No questions or comments at this time.
Patrick?
Don't have anything at this time myself.
Mr. Hammer? Correct. This time, Mr. Rollins.
The only thing I want to comment, QT Quick Trip will be opening this Thursday, 31st, and at 9 o'clock, I would like many of us to show up that's been participating involved in this project. It's not like a ribbon cutting grand opening, but just some of us show up at 9 o'clock and be there. They'll bring a lot of their corporate people from Round Rock, Austin, that area to be there. So anyway, if y'all can make it, love to have you. And Jim Carson called me this afternoon. He asked me if I would mention this and comment about the leadership program. They're having their graduations April the 19th, and it's going to be at the Civic Center. It'll be from 11:30 through 1:30. And I believe we have one in the room that will be graduating. That would be Ms. Leskins. So, and other than that, I don't have any more comments.
Ms. Ansel?
I have none.
All right, just real quick, this is our first meeting, I think, since Allies Day. So I just wanted to take a quick minute to thank everybody involved. Really went over very well, got a lot of great feedback from the folks that were there. So thank you, Robert. Y'all put a lot into that. Ms. Clay, I know Carolyn was involved in that. People over at the Civic Center. So definitely want to say thank you for all that. It's, really, I think it was a great stepping stone to make next year's event.
It was a good event.
All right. Number 4, summary of monthly business prospect report, EDC project updates by Mr. Robert Reynolds.
And y'all have this in your packet. Some of them have been on here, and I'm kind of instead of going down through each line item, I want to touch base on a couple things, and then if y'all have any questions about any of them, Whitewater Car Wash, they have broke ground, started their construction, so they should be ready to go. They're humping around in June. I want to jump down to Waffle House. They're still assessing there, looking, trying to find a location. I'll comment about the Whataburger, William Taminga. Streetwise is trying to help them find tenants for that new building they want to build. They want to build a 10,000 square foot building. Jay Beard, they were in town Friday. They have people looking at Mr. Saeed's property that's next to the Pizza Hut. And he has a couple people that's interested right now. They're trying to get a curb cut from TxDOT, but anyway, that's been assessed right now. Ollie's, they're gonna turn that over to Ollie's, the contractor, in May. And they said probably by midsummer, that project should be underway. Cruise Cross, Burtonworth, Franklin, Quick Trip, other than Quick Trip's opening this Thursday, and BNSF, I had a Zoom meeting with them last Friday. Zoom meeting with Energy and BNSF, and they're wanting to do a drone video of that site out there. Energy is going to sponsor it, take care of it, and I've looked at some they showed me last Friday that they've done at other projects, really very nice videos. But so partnered with BNSF and the city, and then we'll pick up some sites around town when they get ready to do that. We're gonna have another meeting in June about that, so. Any questions?
Yes, sir, I do have a question. And this is only because I heard Energy's name. And I know you have been communicating with them about the lighting project.
Yep.
Do you have any updates on that?
On that, they have turned over dollar numbers. Actually, you're right, it was you and Ms. McWater and myself in several meetings. They have turned in, they did a number count of all the lights downtown to switch out to LEDs. And I believe it was like $25 per light. The numbers are about $10,000, and that's, the city has that right now. And I asked Stacy about that, and that's in the making, so now that, but yeah. I mean, $10,000 to light up the city, not much.
That's not much. Okay.
And two, we also talked about, after they do that part, then we'll assess it, we'll do a nighttime ride around, we'll see what's left dark, and then what's left dark, take that back to them.
Okay. And with that lighting, Mr. Reynolds, is that including the poles that?
They said what they would do as they're changing out lighting, you know, what has been leaning or what's been hanging, they'll clean up as they go.
That's very good.
Much needed.
Much needed. The wheels are turning.
Okay, I did have one other question.
Okay.
On this trans equity development, this apartment,
They still, yes, ma'am.
okay, so they have a plans and as what they
I
want
think
to do
they're
and all that?
actually, even Mr. Lambert, we met some of the people, they're trying to, right now, get property.
Okay.
Right now.
So they're not really basically worried about this? Okay, and that was my concern.
Right, they do want to build here because they see the new homes being built here, there's no new apartments.
Yeah.
And generally, that's what goes on when you see home building going on. You don't have any townhouses, you don't have any apartments, so that start bringing these guys.
Yeah.
And I got another phone call this afternoon from a gentleman out of Arizona, as I've got here about August 2.
That's good, and that was one of my concerns years ago. And that's why I was asking, because I didn't know how this is gonna displace the residents, in those
Right.
apartments. If they
Yeah, not everybody wants to buy a new home, so, I mean, I'm getting where I'm thinking about You know, we all got a lot of property to mow, and I'm thinking, man, I tell Liz, but I can't get her convinced just yet, so.
And this may seem like a lot of questions, but I just want to make sure, it seems like I've been gone somewhere. Ollie's Outlet, where is that at?
Where's that at?
Ollie's?
The old Tally Roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what they call it.
Man,
Okay.
I've talked to some people that have one of the stores in their town. And I've Googled them, I've looked them up, but I was told by some other people, said, y'all don't like this stuff.
We will or won't happen.
We will. So it's gonna be a big plus to us, so,
They said that about the last one.
yeah.
Sorry.
One question?
Yeah, I do. The urgent care
Mhm.
thing up here.
Yep, they still,
Now, what is they want to build a new urgent care?
no, they own, this is Zurika, Humanin, however you pronounce her last name. They own that property, it was right next to the Waterburger. They want to build a suit for a tenant, and they have a major food chain right now, look at that property.
Oh, okay.
And I had a meeting with Bob Bartlett because they didn't have a contractor to look at their soils and their dirt work and all that, so I put them together to kind of help them with that part and look at it. So,
Okay, and my last question, sir? It says here that these plastics, it says that the construction is underway.
underway,
So that means.
they're putting in, they've got machines, or, that's the one on County Road 388, Low Water Bridge Road, that wants to do the plastic recycling, and their customers are gonna be, Coca-Cola and stuff like that. So,
So you know how many jobs they're gonna create?
well, they're gonna start off with about 20 jobs. And they're getting machines in, they're getting shipped in. Everything right now is delayed on shipping on a lot of things. But they have got some machines they've got set. I helped them with the energy because they were having a hard time getting their power over there. And they called me one day and said, hey, do you know anybody that can help with energy? So they got that. So now they have their power.
Great.
Thank you.
And this one y'all might have seen, it's not on the list, but it happened the end of last week, and Church's Chicken has a tarp over the signs. They have their menu off the board.
Why is that?
I don't know.
You know, you
I noticed it, yes, I have that. I met with the corporate people from churches. They have not given me a definite answer. They said they'll get back to me and give me someone that could give me the answers that I'm asking. They said they're going to close temporary and that they were going through some changes right now. So it must be corporate. I mean, it was corporate people that I met.
Okay, so since you're in that area, across the street where the old CVS pharmacy, do you
Yes.
know what's going there?
CVS, nothing yet, because they
But
had
do you
this.
know what's going there?
No,
I mean, I'm asking you.
I mean, no, we don't, because CVS just got through cleaning it out, like last week, of all the stuff that's in there, and it hadn't even been put on the market yet and listed, so.
Yeah,
Well, CVS don't own that property.
yeah.
There's people out of,
They lease the property.
Florida, yeah, they lease, CVS leases all their sites, they don't own any of them.
Yeah, and normally when you have a commercial site, they already somewhat have someone they
And-
already working with.
Yeah, and my thoughts is that as soon as they start popping up signs, I'm watching that, wait for somebody to pop up over there. But, and I'm gonna do a letter to the owner, and I think they're out of Florida. But, you know, CVS closing 900 stores throughout, my thoughts are some big chain, somebody is looking at all those vacancies. My thoughts. But two good corners of it.
Well, the churches has been on the market for sale for quite a while.
They said yeah, and it says temporary, but they told me that they're going through a major change. And I think they're going through a rebrand or hopefully so some make, I mean, we don't, but they don't want to say right now. Yeah, I got a lady that gave me her card, her and two other people from church. She was from Atlanta, Georgia. So,
I believe that's it, sir.
thank you. Anything?
Anything else? While we're talking about development and stuff, let me kind of flash back to last month when y'all met in private with Danny and Simon. My understanding from several years ago, the EDC bought that property for an industrial site. I believe that's true. Since then, Danny and Simon came over here to try to buy some property to put a business out there to manufacture bags. Probably employ, Simon said, probably 50 people to start with. And when that process last week, y'all went through that process, I didn't. Danny walks out, y'all make a decision that I guess no action was taken. I told Danny I would find out. And then an email was sent 2 days, me and the president and Robert spoke on the phone the next morning. And then an email was sent out saying that their offer was rejected, okay? Now, I think our business here and if Kelly was here, she would tell you that jobs and businesses like that pay for schools. And that particular business is gone from here. I can't save that. I was trying to save it, but I can't. But nobody picked up the phone and called Danny and said, Danny, hey, we just can't do that deal. Can we still try to put you somewhere? Now, I did that, but nobody that told them no last month even picked up the phone and called them and said, hey, we would love to have you here, because businesses want to be wanted in the community. And it basically, from their standpoint, we just basically punched them in the eye, is what we did. So if we're going to have businesses come in that want to manufacture stuff here in this community, we have to do a better job of communicating. And if we don't want to sell any of that property, we should have come out here after that meeting and said, hey, and appointed somebody to try to figure out how to get them here. But we just told them no action, period. And if like I say, there's a recycling company that's looking over here. We know what the county would give us. We know pretty much what the city will grant us, or the EDC. Tax breaks, stuff like that. It's a $250 million project, but if we did that to a small company, what's to say that we won't say no action again and let them walk out the door? If we're not in job creation, which is probably should be our #1 goal here in Cleveland, not to churches chicken and are minor things compared to putting jobs, people, because these jobs, they'll go buy a house and then they buy gas, they buy groceries. It's a snowball effect. But
we don't even need an EDC if we're not gonna go out there and get some business. That's what we're supposed to do.
That is correct. And we have to be very careful because we can't bring up any of the things that we were discussed in closed session. Anything that comes back there, stop me if I'm sharing something I shouldn't be. You know, I mean, when we go back there and like we're limited, it's not a commercial or a person-to-person sale. We're limited on what we can say. We're limited on the, like, expounding on certain things. That's why we did go back and say that no action was taken, which virtually says that proposal at that time was not accepted. Now, it's also EDC's responsibility to make sure that with any assets that we have, that we're getting the best deal possible for the highest and best use possible. So, I mean, I definitely think that everyone is aligned on that. So, there were some questions asked when Danny and them were back there about other possibilities in the city. That was discussed. So, of course, we want everybody to feel welcome. But in that particular instance, in a closed session, we're limited on what we can come out here and say, or limited on what we can just tell here in public, even the party that's
But should we not have come out, y'all should have came out of that meeting and said, can we not appoint somebody on this board, you or anybody else, Robert or whoever, to go negotiate with them if we've got an asset out there, and let's say we could have put them on 13 acres out there. Should we not have gone out there and said, hey, Danny, can we sell you this piece of property? We didn't have to sell them all. We could have sold them just one 13-acre site. Hey, can you start with this? You come in our community. Couldn't we have appointed somebody to go do that? I'm asking a question because I'm shocked that we just let somebody walk out the door. And
Scott,
we did.
Scott, let me answer some of that for you.
Okay.
It's because we were in executive session, and you're the agent for them. I don't think they're telling you the whole story.
No, I'm not. I didn't. I told Danny not to tell me anything that went on back there. Okay? I don't, and that's why I'm asking y'all.
Well, they've already said more to you than it should have been said. I mean, they had other agendas, period, that they're not telling you. And it was at the very end when we made our decision.
Okay?
And we shouldn't be out here discussing this right now because that's what was going on in the executive session. Being that you're their agent and you were not allowed back there, I don't think what we're talking about now should even been brought up.
Well,
I'm not trying to be mean.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, hey, I got broad shoulders. I'm okay. But what are we trying to do here on this committee? We need to bring those businesses to this community.
That's absolutely right. And I think that when you look down about what businesses are coming to the community, we've got some great wins, we've got some great prospects. I think that what we have on the runway kind of speaks for itself. We're not trying to turn anything down. What we did was, and that was one specific instance about a specific proposal that wasn't accepted. That's not anybody trying to run anybody off.
I'm not, that's okay. You could have told Danny no and try to figure out a different way to keep them in town.
Well, can I say this? And I think Patrick has said it, and also Brent has said it as well. And we really, like you say, it's limited what we can say. But actually, Danny was back there and all those things that was said, if he had wanted to or saw that he needed to include something else in that contract, that's all he needed to do. Include whatever else in the contract so that he could resubmit that contract or make a counter offer or whatever. So that's where we need to go from there. If it's something specific that he's wanting, he needs to indicate that in that contract. Simple as that, you know, and like you said, it's limited what we can really say.
I understand that, but why couldn't we appoint somebody to go negotiate with him? We could have appointed any one of us.
Because one person cannot negotiate, we are a board.
Okay, so he's brought 3 contracts to this board.
Yeah.
Yes.
And y'all just say no action.
And-
So how can you negotiate on that?
Well, it's not just no action, there is deliberation, there is discussions, and those things are discussed right there.
Yeah,
So
we talked
whatever
about
it
it in
is that
front of
he here not agreeing with, he just needs to alter that contract. You know, if he asks for specific things in that contract, whether it's 2 acres, and then he's decided he won't 55 acres, however, whatever it is, he needs to be specific in that contract, and put it in the contract. It's not that nobody is rejecting or excluding anyone deliberately, no. That is our business, to make sure that we're bringing jobs here.
And you brought up a really good point, Marilyn, about the fact that we are a board, and it's the companies, if the company identifies a piece of property that the EDC holds, or the city holds, or whoever holds that they're gonna put out their offer. We don't have an agent, so to speak, on this board that can go out and negotiate on behalf of this board. So that's why when it comes to municipal owned or EDC owned properties, it's kind of the responsibility, a big part of the responsibility falls on the person wanting the property to put their best proposal forward and go from there. But I definitely want to say that there's nobody on this board, on this table, that wants to run business off. That's why we're here, creating jobs, creating positive economic growth. And that is exactly why we're here. This was anybody, it doesn't matter who it is, it's the next person that if they have an idea for that property or a portion of the property, the whole thing, they're gonna come and go through the process and the proper process to put an offer in, then the exact same thing will take place. We'll go back there, be deliberated, and then an action taken one way or the other. But yeah, I definitely don't want anybody to walk away thinking that we're not interested in their business. That's not our goal. And I understand what you're saying, but I also understand that in this particular situation, when you're dealing with executive sessions and one EDC on property, there's a little bit different metrics than if it was just a normal person to person or commercial bidding process, because then you would have agents, you would have negotiating powers. So there's just a few more, a little bit different.
And if I may add this, and that might be something that the EDC corporation or board they can do, as far as you mentioned, to go out and negotiate. Maybe there can be someone that can go out and probably walk through or do a walkthrough with them and maybe do a recommendation to the board, but not basically just negotiating, along.
I'll say this, Robert, you were very, you did a lot of different things with them. You were very knowledgeable about the project. You've been out there with them or not?
Yeah. And I was gonna comment and even ask Mr. Lambert, this, like he alluded to, this was like the 3rd offer. This started probably a year and a half ago. So and they came back, and after so long, they came back and made another, even after, and we went through the same deal. No decision was made on the other ones, and then same way with this one. But they kept coming back, and they still come back with another counter offer. We'll accept them. We want them here, but until the board decides their offer is what they're wanting, I mean, so. But it's been a year and a half, I mean, with that one, they came back and gave us 2 or 3 presentations.
Right, and to make to make a point with that, just to show you that we were willing to try to find some incentives and find different things that we could do when we had the governor's office come out, and we had like a little workshop back there, just trying to figure out what.
No, that was
we
a
do.
different company.
Well, but
That was
it was the
a
same
recycling company.
It was the same people, I'm just saying, we're not rejecting anybody, I'm just saying, we're not trying to turn anybody away, but, you know, you may not always get
And that's.
one. And I just made that point for that reason.
And Robert is our director. I mean, that's why he's been so instrumental in, look at what's on these lists now. There's not really anybody on this list he hasn't sat in front of, or talked to, or communicated with, or got him on the phone. You think back to Allies Day, I mean, we're putting our best foot forward, we're wanting these businesses. But,
Well,
we're
I
just
can
a
tell
little
you,
bit limited on what we can openly discuss and what we can openly counter with once it's
Mr. President, I think we need to end discussion. We made our decision on what we were gonna do. It's final, it's set, we're not gonna change it, and I think we need to move on.
right, because we were just kind of on the summary of the monthly business, but anybody else?
Not,
right. Now, on number 5, we have a training presentation by Justin Pruitt with Olson & Olson on Type B EDCs. We have some, that's been rescheduled to our April 25th EDC meeting. So we may know that'll be on the agenda for the April 25th meeting. All right, the consent agenda, I'm going to read 6 through 9, and then we'll get a motion on approving all 6 through 9. Okay. Don't have to read them out loud, so do I have a motion to approve items 6 through 9?
I'll make a motion, we approve items 6 through 9.
I'll second that.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. All right, number 10, discussion and action. We're going to have discussion about our mural project. Just a quick update. The bid packet that we voted on the last meeting is fixing to go out. They're getting the I's dotted and T's crossed. So we'll have our bid packet going out for the RFP for the mural project for the couple of sites that we've looked at downtown. So that is the update on the actual RFP portion of it. Does anybody have anything to talk about on the murals?
I want to make a comment. I want to ask a question. Clint put that mural on the side of the Cleveland Advocate. Is there any way we can go back and reimburse him for that?
Why?
Why?
Because we have a budget to do those around town.
We have some other buildings that have been identified.
Did he ask for it?
that money? Yeah, for that.
Been here more.
Did Clint ask for a reimbursement on this?
No, I asked.
Why are you asking for him? I'm not trying to be mean.
Because it's a beautification project.
Oh, it's nice.
Why don't you loan me $1,000? Give me $1,000 and would you do that for me?
Well, I mean, the way, we do have some money earmarked for a mural presentation. We've already identified 1 to 2 pieces of property that are gonna add to that.
Yeah, we had, this has been in the plan for a while to do this mural.
Yeah.
And it's just been going back and forward. So we're now just coming to that point where,
I think we've actually laid the foundation to get somewhere with it now.
because of the prices, you know, I'm sure, but you just want to know the quality of work you somewhat was going to get. So there's been a little research on it, but
I know we had discussion about putting it on the side of the Texan Theater, and that was all fine, everybody was for that, so that's what I would say, let's just leave it at that.
yeah,
Take care
that's
of the
what I'm
Texan Theater, not the whole
building.
Cleveland Advocate building.
I'm just asking a question.
No, I don't think we should. If we're gonna do the Texans, that's fine, it's buildings, and I don't know if we still have that communication going on, but that's a perfect site, that'd be great.
Him and I talked about it, and, when we've all met with other people, and we've got some ideas, and
Yeah.
once the RFP goes out, then we'll dig further, deeper into that, and make a decision what's going to take place.
And that was that location and also the museum is the two that we talked about.
So there are spaces that have already been previously discussed where that dollar amount was earmarked for going towards. And so, yeah, we thank Mr. Pendleton, of course, he's been a great ally, and if you know, there's some processes there that if he would like that he can pursue, but I think the advocates are number one target right now. Not the advocate, the Texan, the number one place we're looking at right now, which is building. So.
Yeah, he has a drawing now, I saw it last week, designed by the lady that did the Advocate building. And he's got a bid for that Texas theater.
Well, she'll submit it along with everybody else. I mean, like I said, we've been working on this quite a while, and we got a stack of them, and once we get everything compiled, then the board can discuss it.
Which direction we're going on that. So that's exciting, that's upcoming.
Can I just say, you were talking about the murals, I read something, is, the leadership, Leslie, is it something that y'all were doing with the mural out at,
Yes,
The park?
that's one of our, so we chose to do the park. And so that's one of our projects to make it, beautiful, and they're working on that right now.
so they started on?
Yeah, they started on it.
Oh, okay.
It's coming out real good. I'm excited.
That's good.
All right. Number 11, close executive session. We do not have anything this week for closed session, which is take care of 11 and 12. Before we call to adjourn, either of y'all, Jennifer, have anything to? All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Oh, I want to say something.
Oh, right.
And this was announced at the city council meeting, the award that, Leslie, the finance department, just want to acknowledge her for that. And great job. Thank you.
Great job.
Good job.
Good job, Leslie. All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
All right, motion second. All in favor? All right. Adjourned at 6:40.
Yes.